page 365. Back to page 24. After a challenging year, one marked by an ongoing war and rising anti-Semitism, it may seem like there is little to celebrate. However, just in time for Hanukkah, Jews and Judaism seem to be having something of a cultural moment. Not only are there too many options to mention, but there is something for every taste. If you are a fan of Marvel Comics, the latest Marvel miniseries, Agatha All Along, streaming on Disney Plus, featured a Jewish character becoming a bar mitzvah, complete with a rabbi portrayed by a real rabbi.
Wow.
This is not the only show to feature the Jewish coming-of-age ceremony. On the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Meredith became a bat mitzvah at the age of 52. That didn't stop Meredith from kicking one of her guests, another of the Real Housewives, out of the party. Hallmark has been making Hanukkah movies every bit as formulaic and predictable as Christmas movies. This year's offering was Hanukkah on the Rocks, which in my opinion was far superior to Hanukkah on Rye from 2 years ago. Now, for the movie buffs, two of the biggest film releases right now are The Brutalist, about a Holocaust survivor played by Aidan Brody, whose father is Jewish, and A Complete Unknown, the biopic about Bob Dylan, whose complete name is Bob Dylan Zimmerman, portrayed by Timothée Chalamet, whose mother is Jewish. And this is not the first time either actor has portrayed a Jewish character. My list would not be complete without the Netflix hit, Nobody Wants This. Finally, a portrayal by the Jewish actor Adam Brody of a rabbi who is neither a cliche nor an embarrassment, with none other than Tova Feldsha playing the rabbi's mother. And even Broadway got in on the act with a performance that is now gone viral of the iconic tune from Annie, The Sun Will Come Up Tomorrow, whose lyrics are by the Jewish composer Martin Chernin, led by the Jewish Broadway performer Julie Benko, and backed up by a chorus of Broadway luminaries. It includes the Hanukkah blessings sung by cantor Ozzie Schwartz of Park Avenue Synagogue. So, this Hanukkah, if you find yourself with a little time on your hands, there are no shortage of viewing options with a Jewish twist. Just when we needed a little light this Hanukkah, the performing arts, from the very high to the lowbrow, came through for us. We continue with Micha Mocha. I'm sorry, Lecha Dodi. We already, nope, I'm jumping ahead. Lecha Dodi on page 20.
Lecha Dodi.
is standing, I'll ask you to greet your neighbor and find out if they like their latkes with sour cream or applesauce.
I'm in the applesauce.
Oh, really?
But I don't think I'm given sour cream.
Okay. When I got older, I was like, sour cream is a whole other animal.
I'm gonna try it.
Oh, okay. I'm sure. I am sure you could debate the pros and cons of latkes all night long. We continue. How am I ever going to get your attention?
Let's do it.
All right.
For it.
We continue with the Baruch on page 28.
Standing.
Please remain standing. Remind me never to ask you that question again. Live and learn, Ed. We continue on page 30. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidbaro ma'ariv arabim, b'chokhmah poteach she'arim, ubitnuna mishanei yitzim, umachalif et hazmanim, u'mesader et hakochavim, b'mishmorateim barakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, kolel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom u'mevi layla, uma'avdil ben yom. Adonai Tzevaot Shemo, El Hai v'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch, Aleinu Leolam Va'ed, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Arabim. We continue together at the top of page 33. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kehod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננת לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך, בביתך, ובלכתך, בדרך, ובשוכבך, ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אליכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוקים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We continue on the top of page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Continue on page 42. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We continue with the Amidah, beginning on page 46. Please rise.
Adonai
It has become our custom each week to remember someone who is still held in captivity. We place their photograph on the bima and we give them a seat of honor. This Shabbat we remember Eitan Moore, age 23, a security guard at the Supernova Desert Party. And he has been missing since October 7th. He is the oldest of 8 children of Efrat and Svika Moore. Eitan lives in the Nachalot neighborhood of Jerusalem. He has a loving partner and a dog that is very close to his heart. In regular times, he works as a barista at a cafe in Jerusalem, where his picture is also displayed until he returns. He dreams one day of opening his own restaurant. One of the survivors of the Nova massacre said that he saw Eitan, together with his good friend, moving the bodies of young women to a safe place. And that is when they were kidnapped by Hamas terrorists. Perhaps this act, just before his kidnapping, tells us something significant about Eitan's character.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Matir asurim. Matir asurim.
We continue silently, and when your prayers are finished, please be seated.
Page 367. Light one candle for the Maccabee children. Give thanks that their light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice justice and freedom demand. Light one candle for the wisdom to know when the peacemaker's time is at hand. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light
We now take a moment to call to our hearts and minds those who are in need of healing. Mishaberach Avotenu ve'imotenu Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, Hu Yevarech et hacholim. May the one who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill. Menachem Mendel Ben Giddel, Vida Aziz, Diane Cooper Schmid, Zani Adiv Ben Ruvain Va'ahava Simcha, Celia Schwartz, Harry Mesh, Sandy Gold, Phil Kaufman, Victor Morales, Marty Eisman, Morton Gorelick, Aharon Shmuel Ben Menachem HaKohen Vechana, Anita Engel, Chaim Klein, Tyler Barry, Linda Gross, Zev Kessel, Reese Rutten, Buzzy Blackman, Carlene Andino, Lorraine Piowak, Gil Simon, Marilyn Clemens, Larry Clemens, and Pat Williams. And if there is anyone whom you are thinking of tonight and would like to share their name, I invite you to do so now.
Sid Langston. Ricky. Marta Kassar.
Page 253. And each week, we are also reminded that life always holds the promise of sweetness. So if something sweet happened to you this week, I invite you to join us up on the bima. Maybe it was a birthday, an anniversary. Maybe you lost a tooth. Maybe you're visiting from college. Maybe you got a new job. Come on up and join us up on the bima. Maybe you're just feeling better. Maybe you like grape juice. We continue on page 5. Please rise.
Thank you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodesho be'ahava uvratzon hinkilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit kilui yom tehillah lemikra'ei kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'avim ve'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon inchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai
Chaim.
Chaim.
And so tell us, what brings you up to the Bima tonight? What are you celebrating?
It snowed.
It snowed. Okay, snowed. All right. Great, we'll take it.
My birthday is tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday.
I'm back from college.
You're back from college. And you lost. Tell me, when did you lose the tooth? Right here at the temple? Oh my God. Wow. Wow. A Hanukkah miracle. All right. Thank you all. And you may be seated. There are two Hanukkah stories, actually. The first one, the original story, is the story of the seductive lure of secularism and assimilation. Antiochus, the Syrian Greek king, outlawed the practice of Judaism. The study of Torah was forbidden, as well as Jewish practices, such as observing the Sabbath and keeping kosher. These were punishable by death. The temple in Jerusalem was desecrated, and an altar to a Greek god was installed. In case you're wondering, this was during the 2nd century BCE. So much for the notion that the Jews are modern settler colonialists, but that's for another sermon. But make no mistake, our ancestors were indeed lured away, and many of their own volition abandoned Jewish practice in favor of the gymnasium and Hellenism. The heroes of the story are, of course, the Maccabees, the small, inconsequential band of street fighters who overcame the odds to defeat Antiochus. A great story, if that was all there was. The story is a bit more complicated. Antiochus was not only the enemy of the Maccabees. The assimilated Jews, those who adopted the Greek ways, were also the enemies of the Maccabees. As we might imagine, the rabbis were at odds with this story, especially given the internecine warfare. And being rabbis, they loved the idea of a miracle. And so the story of the rededication of the temple and a small cruse of oil that miraculously lasts for 8 nights was born. A miracle would legitimize this new holiday. The rabbis also instructed that the Hanukkah be placed outside the home or in the window in order to publicize the miracle. And if you go to Israel, you'll see Hanukkah outside people's homes in what look like sort of fish tanks so that the wind doesn't blow the lights out, but they're visible. It was as if to say you thought you could defeat us, but you cannot. In a post-Holocaust world, and now in a post-October 7th world, that message certainly resonates. In other years, we may not have given any thought to placing our menorah in the living room window for all to see. But just like wearing a Magen David, a Star of David, these days, the choice seems not as simple as it once may have been. For all our pride in who we are and our solidarity with Israel, this requires a bit of moxie this year. And yet, many of us are now wearing jewelry with a Jewish symbol, a cap with Hebrew lettering, a dog tag around our necks saying, "Bring them home," or a yellow ribbon on our shirts. So perhaps this is the year that we do place our Hanukkah in the window. But the message is a little bit different now. It is no longer simply that we won a war. It is about the real purpose of that long ago war. Rabbi Daniel Gordis, the Koret Distinguished Fellow of Shalem College in Jerusalem, writes this: "To be a Jew thus becomes a matter of making a statement, of reminding the world of the possibility of survival for those who would seem to have no hope, of speaking with an authentic and distinct historical voice that has something of value to say to human beings wherever they may languish." The message of Hanukkah is not just about us. It's about everyone. Our message is that we have survived against all odds, time and time again. And so can others. Do not give up hope. Given the number of governments that are dictatorships or oppressed minorities, given the number of countries at war, this message is certainly timely. And this is exactly why we should put our Hanukkah in the windows, as a sign of hope, not just for ourselves, but for others. In Isaiah chapter 42, we read the famous words of the prophet, I, God, in my grace, have summoned you. I have grasped you by the hand. I created you and appointed you a covenant people, a light of nations, La'or Goyim. As Reformed Jews, we have traditionally interpreted this as our mandate to be ethical models to the rest of the world. We are a light unto the nations. But perhaps this verse is also one of hope. In the Talmud, the rabbis debate whether we should begin Hanukkah with all 8 candles, decreasing one each night, to better reflect the miracle of the oil lasting, but decreasing throughout the week. Or should we begin with 1 candle and increase the number each night? Of course, we begin with 1, so that we can increase the light. But it is also our way of saying we will not be diminished. In fact, we will grow. Our numbers will increase, and our message of hope will, in fact, be amplified. Our fire is not being distinguished anytime soon. There is a story of the French writer and noted anti-Semite Voltaire, discussing miracles with the Prussian king, Frederick the Great. Frederick challenges Voltaire to offer an example of a miracle. Your Majesty, Voltaire is reported to have answered, the Jews. This from a man who was no fan of ours. Our very survival is our miracle. That is what Hanukkah is about. It turns out that the rabbis did not need to create a miracle. We were the miracle all along. Hag Sameach. We continue with Aleinu on page 282. Please rise. Please be seated. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss of life and death. You are invited to rise and remain standing when the name of your loved one is recited. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us in the last month. Jerry Corll, husband of Lois Corll and father of Jennifer Hoffman. Michael Sapperstone, father of Randy Sapperstone. Paula Budden, sister of Gail Kellner. Norman Block, uncle of Susan Fellman. Sophia Crotten, grandmother of Sabrina Crotten. Mel Charney, father of Lisa Waldman. Bernard Canner, father of Jeremy Canner. Robert Stanger, father of Cynthia Barrison. And we recall loved ones who have died and will be buried in the coming days. Muriel Blumenreich, mother of Adam Blumenreich. Arlene Scharf, grandmother of Mackenzie Kenner. Lois Cohen, mother of Judy Sandman. As well as those who have died at this season in years past. Ray Alcha, Robert Alexander, Beatrice Altschuler, Morris Bailey, Betty Berkowitz, Barbara Birnbach, Solomon Birnbaum, Harry Black, Morton Bloom, Benjamin Brower, Sarah Brody, Harry Burstein, Irving Cohen, Keith Everett, Florence Fettergreen, Mo Finkelstein, Serafina Furman, Michael Garlock, Louis Gelfand, Michael Goldberg, Samuel Goldstein, Evelyn Harriet Gollump, Jeanette Gordon, Abram Green, Jacob Grossman, Malka Gruscott, Ida Hauptman, William Havison, Arnold Horowitz, Harry Jacobs, Henry C. Jacobs, Evelyn Job, Lillian Kahn, Henry Kellner, Myron Kesselhout, David Kittiver, Hildreth Kligman, Leo Liederman, Jack Letteris, Anna Maurer, Celia Mizell, Matthew Napiorski, Nat H. Nathanson, Samuel Nelson, Harris Rebell, Stephen Rosenberg, Elaine Rothenberg, Walter Rothenberg, Jerry Sandak, Gladys Sandak, Barbara Sandhaus, Faye Schiff, Fanny Schwartz, Marvin J. Scher, Sharon Sigmund, Charles Sokolov, Ed Spiegel, Lillian Spiro, Stanley Sulzman, Seymour Thaler, Bernice Tabalski, Isaac Vinokurov, Harry Waters, Ann Weinberg, Arthur Wilner, Peter Andrew Winter, Betsy Wolf, Sue Young, Leon Zucker, Muriel Zuckerman. And if there is someone who you are remembering tonight and would like to share their names with us, I invite you to do so now.
Linda Markowitz.
And if you are in the first year of mourning, I invite you to rise. We continue with the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Please rise. Yitgadal v'yitgadach shemei rabbah, v'yamad divrach kurteh v'yamlik malkuteh, v'chayachon u'vyomechon uv'kayed l'chol beit Yisrael, v'adalah v'yizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah v'barach le'elam u'mei almayah. Yitbarach v'yishabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaled v'yitalal, shemei getusha v'rechu. Le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'miran v'yalma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemayim, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'mromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, and to which we say, Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Please be seated. Our observance of Shabbat continues tomorrow morning with Holy Scrollers at 8:15 and the Minyan at 9:30, both in Levi House, and Simchat Shabbat here at 9 o'clock in the morning. Please check our e-blast. We have a lot of programming coming up, especially as we start the new year. Lots of things to look forward to in the coming days. We continue with our closing song on page 365.
Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Sivivo to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are dancing, the candles are burning low. One for each night, they will shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, they will shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Sivivo to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are dancing, the candles are burning low. One for each night, they will shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, they will shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago.
And if you're sitting in the back row but have not yet become a B'nai Mitzvah and would like to help me with the challah, come on up. Where are my helpers?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Happy Hanukkah and Shabbat
Shabbat
Shalom.
shalom.